Okay, to change the 440i timer motor, the first thing you're going to want to do is, of course, take the timer off of the valve, pulling out the flag pin, sliding it up. The output connector here is notched, so don't worry about lining it back up when you get done. It will only fit the correct way. Going to want to take off the tripper arm gear. Unscrew that first. The reason being is we're going to have to take two gears out of the inside here in order to be able to pull the motor out of the back. Alright, you notice there's a washer here. Just set that aside. Okay, now the tricky part, we're going to have to carefully pop these tabs up a little bit. I'm applying a little pulling away of the gray case and just pushing down the little black tab just a hair. Now I'm going to do the other side the same way. Okay, I've got them both just slightly up and off the tab. I start pulling it away. Now you have to press the black output gear button all the way in order to get clearance. Oh, and be careful that your tab doesn't fall back in place. There, okay. Holding the button down, got my two tabs pushed in and popped loose. Now the case comes up. Keep it all vertical so your gears don't go flying all over the place. We only need to remove two of the white gears, this big one here and this big one right underneath it. Now I'm still keeping it level. I'm going to grab the motor from the back and just turn it. You see how it's in this slot? Okay, let me get that a little closer for you. Okay, it's in the slot, and when you turn it, it slides this way. Now you can pull it away from the back of the timer. Take the new motor and start at the top. And push it up against the back of the box so you can get it to slide into place. Position the new timer in from the back and keep it flush so that it grabs the two slots that hold the timer in the back, and then turn it until your motor gear is down, resting against your black drive gear. Put the white gear in that you took out last, put that in first, and your second gear is going to sit right on top. And watch out that you don't lose parts while you're doing this. That spring shot out of the way. Alright, now we're going to put this case back on, putting it pretty much straight on top, making sure the top portion is secure. Then should be able to snap the front part. So the key is getting the back or the top on first, and when you get everything close, then you can push the lower portion so the tabs are back on. Put our washer back on, put our skipper wheel back on, tripper arm back in place, and just put your screws back in. Note these are self-tapping screws, so you may want to make one small turn backwards until you feel it fall into the plastic groove that it came out of. There. Then tighten it up. It shouldn't be difficult to tighten it up. If it's difficult, you may be creating a new thread, which you don't want to do. So the motor is now in place. This is the 440i, which uses the transformer. The only difference for the IHV is you have a motor with a couple wires that will have wire nuts, and you also have the protective cover that's held on to the back here with a couple of screws. So you would, if it's a high voltage, 120, 115 volt, you will want to take off the back cover and disconnect your two wire nuts first. If it's just a low voltage 440i 12 volt motor, there's usually not any cover on the back at all, and nothing holding it there except the little tabs on either end of the motor.